Hey everyone, I'm back, and of course I'm feeding my little girl. My first video that I posted was just talking about my Tourette's and how it is with the baby, but I didn't really go into detail with it. One, because it was my first video and it made me really nervous, but now I've kind of got a little bit of confidence just watching other people's videos and how they do it. I know this more than likely will not go viral, and that's not what I'm expecting, but it has taken me a long time to build up the courage to even make a video about my Tourette's, which, you know, whenever I talk about my Tourette's, you know, it just depends on how my day is, or really a day in general, because my Tourette's could be completely gone one day and be completely fine and nobody notices them or anything, and then like today they could do whatever they want and they go crazy. Yeah, it happens a lot with anxiety as well. So whenever I get anxiety or I'm around people that I don't know, my Tourette's pretty much, like usual, get a mind of their own and take control over everything. Face, motor tics, like voice and stuff like that. Not really fun, and it's painful to hold some things back, and it's taken me several years to control everything. And I also have like tics like that, so where people think that I cuss, I've had cases where, excuse me, I've had cases where I have cussed before, and I do sometimes, and I'll say fuck, which I don't really like to. I don't like that Tourette. I mean, normal person, I do cuss, I do say the word occasionally, but whenever my Tourette's are like, ooh, that feels good on the back of, you know, it feels good on the back of my throat, that's you know, it's OCD, it's a good tick to continue out, and I'll say fuck like at least 10 times in 1 to 2 sentences, which sucks. Especially when I get nervous, or if I'm like in an interview like that. I have had that happen with an interview for a new job, and I said the F word, I can't even tell you how many times. But I still got the job, and I still have the job till this day, and it's great. I love it. Tourette's it's amazing, honestly. It's a different experience, and with the baby, I've noticed a little bit more of them getting a little stronger, especially throughout the night. But whenever I go to sleep, it takes me about 30 minutes to an hour to go to sleep, because I have so many different tics that like to come out whenever I'm trying to relax. And whenever I'm trying to relax, all that, you know, the whole day of just doing all the Tourette's or not Touretting at all day, it's like, oh, well, she's finally relaxed, let's go nuts. And I talk about Tourette's in third person because it's literally like they have a mind of their own. And I think a lot of people with Tourette's that know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. It's difficult to explain sometimes, but it can be fun sometimes, especially with my family. Definitely me and my family, we are a weird bunch, and we love to tease me about my Tourette's, and like if I'll look over, I remember one time I was getting in trouble, and when I got in trouble, I'm a grown woman now, I don't get in trouble anymore, but whenever I would get in trouble, he always thought I was rolling my eyes, and I wasn't, and I'd look over like that a bunch of times, and he would get so tickled at it that he'd look over to whatever I was looking at and go, what the fuck are you looking at? And it's always been fun with my family, and they've always kept me upbeat about it, and they've helped me understand that it's okay to be the way that I am, and it took me a while to accept me, but I finally did it, and it's a true blessing from God, and I've used it in different ways. You know, I've definitely used it to my advantage, and it's fun, but there are some days that do get me down, and I do let it get the best of me. But at the end of the day, I have her, my beautiful little girl. Yes, I do. She looks like a little squirrel right now eating. And everything's better whenever I look at her now. And then my Tourette's, they kind of go away whenever I look at her. But especially at night whenever I have to feed her like 4 o'clock in the morning, my Tourette's, after she's done eating, it takes me about 30 minutes just to get a Tourette out because I've been so focused on her. And then when I am not focused on her anymore and I just rock her to sleep, my Tourette's do get a little out of control, and I'll have to lay her down to continue certain Tourette's because some of them have caused me my wrist. I have to cause myself a lot of excruciating pain until my OCD is like, okay, you've done it 3 times enough. All 3 times were the same, you know, the same amount of pain. You hit the table the same amount with the same amount of force as you did the first 2 times. And even if I don't, and I keep it, it looks like I'm hitting the table like 100 times over, I'm really only doing it 3 times. Like, to myself, I'm only doing it 3 times with the same amount of force, same amount of pain. So it's weird and it's different, but, and I'm still learning my Tourette's every day. It's definitely a learning curve for me. New ones occur anytime that they want, any time of day, so it just depends. I mean, I could have a Tourette for a year and it go away and never come back. Or I could have a new Tourette. I could, you know, I could hit my head up against the wall tomorrow for all I know, which thankfully I don't have that kind of those kind of Tourette's, but I do have a mild case that is progressing with throughout my years. Like, and I say progressing, it is getting worse. But I am learning how to control them, and it's taken me several years to learn how to control them. So when a new one is as aggressive and hard and a new one comes on, it takes me a couple of days, but I learn how to adjust with it. So if you don't see a lot of Tourette's, it's not that I don't have them, it's just that I'm doing my best to control them. And when this video is over, it's probably going to look like I'm having a seizure, but I'm not. It just, your Tourette's go crazy after you hold them for such a long time, but it takes a lot of years to control them, understand them, learn which Tourette you have, and accept each and every one of them. But yeah, I'm enjoying that. I'm getting a lot of new subscribers. I'm enjoying that I've actually built up the courage to begin this journey in my life. I think it was about time. I mean, I kind of hope that this goes somewhere, because the only reason why I want it to go anywhere and get viral is because people with Tourette's that are looking it up every day, like I said in my first video, there's hardly any research about it, and it really makes me mad, because there are so many people in this world with Tourette's that don't know what's going on with them, and doctors can't even exactly tell them what's going on with them. And that's the hard part, is because with us, we had to do so many scans, we had to do so many medications that made me suicidal when I was younger, made me super depressed. I don't think I've ever experienced depression like that, and they say that postpartum depression is bad. Depression with my Tourette's was way worse than postpartum depression ever was, or even is, in my opinion. And that, you know, that's in my opinion. But I took a lot of medications that never worked because I have ADHD, and they were mainly for that. And that's what caused a lot of other tics to occur with my Tourette's. A lot more tics occurred when I started taking more medication. Then I finally was like, no, screw it, I'm off the medication. And I started teaching classes about all the, like, anti-bullying, because I was bullied for a while. I was bullied throughout my entire high school year and middle school year. And it wasn't fun, but fuck those people. I got over it, and they just didn't like me because I was different. And am different. So that's their fault, because I'm a pretty damn cool person. And I have a little girl. Look how cute she is. Yeah. So I'm doing amazing in life, and obviously they didn't affect me enough, so I'm sorry for them. Not really. But it's And I'm ready to take on this journey with her because there's a 50-50 chance that she can have it or she won't have it. And if she does have it, I will, you know, take that as that's, you know, me and her are going to face it head on. And I'm going to teach her I'm going to help teach her how to control what she needs to control. Help her accept that it's okay to be this way. Help her understand that, you know, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really hard, but that I'm going to be there with her all the way through it. And I'm never going to leave her side because my family never left my side through when we found out, because the doctor just said, oh, well, she has tics, and they became habits, and then they became tics, and then they became Tourette's. And I was like, shit, what else are you going to tell me? Am I going to have a fucking seizure next after this? Like, what else are y'all going to tell us that I have now? Because it wasn't exactly just, oh, well, you have Tourette's. This is what it's about. Blah, 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 blah. No, they were like, you have Tourette's. It's probably won't progress as you grow older. You'll just do a lot of different things, blah, blah, blah. And they don't really go into detail about it, which is unfortunate and shitty in a way. And I really believe that they should start doing more research on Tourette's, because there's so many people who have done like America's Got Talent or American Idol, and they've had Tourette's, and still to this day that people find out about it, they don't go searching for it. They're like, oh, that's just another person with Tourette's, blah, blah, blah. It's actually important, and it needs to be discussed. It needs to be figured out more. It should be figured out more, because somebody like me, I want to know where it, you know, like, why we're born with it, why, you know, like how it happens, because nobody in my entire family has it. Apparently, I have a genetic link in the back of my brain that's missing, and we don't know how that happened. It's just, that's just what they said. So, like everybody else, like the reason why you don't have Tourette's because you don't have a link missing in the back of your head, or, you know, just, you're just born with it. Like, I was born with it, but that's the reason why I was born with it, because of the genetic link. And that's what caused me to have them. And it's weird, but there should be more research on that as to why my genetic link isn't there, like why it causes that, how it causes that. They didn't go into detail. That's all we got from them. So I really believe that information on Tourette's, it should be looked into more and figured out more, and to find a cure, because some people don't want to have this. I mean, when I used to smoke weed for my Tourette's, and it helped. I mean, my Tourette's completely stopped. It was amazing. So I kept smoking because of that reason. And then I quit because I just quit. Really, I just quit. But I quit, and then I noticed that my Tourette's started getting worse, but not a lot of states is it legal, so I couldn't just keep smoking it. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to keep controlling it like I have been, and I'm just going to, you know, continue out with new tics that occur, and I'm going to face them headstrong. That's all I can and could do, and still can do. But it doesn't affect me in my everyday life, which I do love. Doesn't affect me driving, which is awesome. But if I want to flip somebody off and I get, you know, in trouble for it or whatever, you know, or like they get mad at me, they can still flip me off. But if they try to go against me or something like that, Tourette card, throwing it in, Tourette card, you can't do shit about it. So that's what I love about it. But anyway, well, I'm done with this video for today, guys. I'm going to try to make as much videos as possible, just thinking of new things that I could talk about with y'all. I'll probably make one about, like, with her and, like, my morning routine with her and how I have to, you know, with my Tourette's, like, how it affects me with her sometimes. Yeah, and I think it'll be really interesting because I think I'm the only person that has Tourette's that on YouTube that shows a video of what it's like with a kid and with Tourette's. I know there's a lot of baking stuff going on with somebody with Tourette's, which is amazing, but I think it'd be even more cool to see it with a baby as well, and how it affects people in their everyday life. So subscribe again. Thank you for all my subscribers that I do have now, and I do hope that this gets out so that other people with Tourette's can see it, and that we can get more research going on with it, because it should really be researched more. It really needs to be a thing. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, amazing, blessed day. I hope y'all enjoy my I just started I'm sorry, baby. Y'all, this is my too tired to function t-shirt. It definitely is. This mama's always tired. Tourette's, baby, all of it. But everybody have a wonderful, amazing, blessed day. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.